RC Zone has some of the most fertile soils in Ethiopia. It is the most important wheat growing area in the country. However, official data of the Central Statistics Agency indicate that average wheat yield in RC is only around 35 quintals per hectare. Doubling this yield is possible as soon as the required inputs are available and applied correctly and on time in the required quantity and quality. Mechanizing is a key factor for releasing the yield potential of modern varieties. One of such technology is row seeding, which may increase wheat yields up to 20% more by optimizing the plant density. Currently, most farmers in RC Zone are fully aware of the advantages of row seeding over broadcasting. Yet, they still broadcast their seed. Only 5% of all wheat growing areas in Ethiopia is row seeded. This is due to lack of training and experiences of tractor operators in adjusting and calibrating the complicated mechanical row seeder. The high cost of imported row seeders, the lack of spare parts, and the high labor needed for manual row seeding are the main factors explaining this low level of row seeding in Ethiopia today. Over many years, Alemayo observed the V-shaped surface of oxen-plowed fields. He realized that, through broadcasting, the whole surface is covered with seed. He concluded that by leveling the tips of the ridges, the soil and seeds will be pushed right and left into the furrows. This creates bands with seeds, alternating with bands without seeds, thus emulating row seeding. The process achieves similar results as obtained with tractor-mounted mechanical row seeders. Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishatu are model farmers in RC Zone. In 2019, they used the Alemayo row seeding technology to prepare their land and plant their wheat seed in rows. They used the same wheat variety and the same amount of inputs like their neighboring farmers, Farmer Alemayo and Farmer Demi. They wanted to compare their wheat yield from the art row seeding against the traditional broadcasting of their fellow farmers. In addition, it was confirmed that the neighboring farmers had practiced the same cropping pattern in the past years on their plots. Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishatu plowed their field for the fourth and last time with the traditional Merisha, just before broadcasting the wheat seed. Plowing and sowing with the traditional Merisha requires a longer time. It is more tiresome for both the farmer and the oxen when compared to combining plowing with the Birkin Merisha and row seeding with the full art set. After the plow, Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishetu broadcast the seed in the usual traditional way. Once the broadcasting is complete, both farmers cover the seed with the leveling board. The leveling board pushes the soil and seed from the tip of the ridges into the furrows at the left and right. This creates bands with seeds alternating with bands without seed. The wheat seed germinates and grows only in line with the furrows. The surface of a field plowed with the Birkin Merisha is more undulating. It lacks the characteristic of an inverted V-shaped ridges of the traditional Merisha. Therefore, farmers can use a ridger from an art set to create the V-shaped surface. The full art set, the harrow, ridger, leveling board, and cultivator are all bolted to the art frame. To transform a flat surface into an inverted V-shaped surface, bigger soil clods are first broken down into smaller parts through harrowing. In the next step, Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishetu used the art ridger to create an inverted V-shaped surface similar to the surface achieved with the traditional Merisha. The art ridger has 6 shears, creating in one pass 5 ridges and 6 furrows. After they made the ridges, Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishetu broadcast the seed as farmers always do. Once they broadcast the seed, the farmers removed the art ridger and replaced it with the art leveling board. This is the final step. Farmer Takale and Farmer Ishetu cover the seed with the leveling board. This is similar to what they had done before with the plots plowed with the traditional Merisha. About 7 to 10 days after sowing, we are back and the seed has emerged. Farmers are observing that on the art row seeded plots, the wheat seeds are emerging in bands, while on the nearby broadcast, the seeds are emerging everywhere. They discuss what they are seeing and try to imagine the consequences of the different emerging patterns.
Meeshaa Alamaayyoo keessaa kana sitti fayyadamne meeshaa sarara cufee midhaan kun akka sarara qabatee ba'u kan godhudha.
During tillering stage, it is the right time to loosen the soil and remove the weeds growing between the wheat bands. This can be done with the art cultivator. A cultivator is very similar to the art harrow, which fit exactly between the wheat bands and fixed to the art frame accordingly. This identical setup makes it much easier to use the cultivator at tillering stage in fields where the ridger was used for making the furrows and ridges instead of the traditional Merisha. By cultivating the soil between the wheat rows, the farmer removes most weeds and loosens the soil in between the bands. The loosened soil allows more oxygen to enter the rooting zone. It also improves the filtration of rainwater and stimulates root growth of the wheat plants. 10 to 14 days after cultivation, farmers and researchers return to observe the development of the wheat plants. They compare the crop status of the row-seeded field against the crop status of the broadcast wheat field nearby.
ያው ሪዛልቱን መጨረሻ ላይ አፍተር ሃርቨስቲንግ በኋላ እንደ አግሮኖሚ የምንናገረው እንዳለ ሆኖ ዛሬ ላይ ግን በተጨባጭ ሁኔታ እህሉ ያለበት ሁኔታ በመናይበት ሰዓት በተለይ የዚህ ቴክኖሎጂው ውጤት እጅግ በጣም የተሻለ ነው። ጀርሚኔት ያደረገው ስንዴም በጣም የተሻለ ነው።
Having applied and followed all good agricultural practices, the row-seeded wheat crop is in a very good condition, promising a very good harvest. It is time for harvesting. The combine harvester is here to harvest the wheat yield from those plots which have been planted in 3 diverse methods. Each wheat plot will be separately harvested, bagged, and weighed with great care. The harvesting team is now weighing and comparing the grain harvested from the plots of the 3 different sowing methods. They calculate the actual quantities weighed to the actual yield per hectare.
Oomisha kanarratti meeshaa Alamaayyoo guutuu fi akkasuma immoo meeshaa aadaa ta'ee digirii aadaatii fi akkasuma immoo meeshaa Alamaayyoo kan irra guuttatamu kanaan iddoo lamatti hojjennee jechuudha. Isarratti immoo haala oomishaatti wal qabatee oomiin inni kennirratti oomisha meeshaa Alamaayyoo guutuudhaan gargaaramne kana keessatti hektaara tokkorraa naannoo kumtaala 50 tuqaa wayiiti kan arganne. akkasuma immoo kan meeshaa digirii aadaatii fi meeshaa Alamaayyoo irra guuttannee inni jenne kun kumtaala 41 tuqaa wayi per hektaara irraa kan arganne jechuudha haala oomisha bara kanaa.
ከመጀመሪያ እስከ መጨረሻ ያለውን ያው የሚባለውን የዘመናዊንና የባህላዊ እርሻዎችን ለይቼ አይቼዋለሁ። ለምሳሌ በመስመር ስተክል ከልጆቼ ጋር የተከልኩትና እንደገና መልሼ ደግሞ በአንደኛው ደግሞ በበሬ ዘርቼ በላው ላይ በተንኩት አለ። አንደኛው ደግሞ በአርት የዘራሁት አለ። በስርዓቱ በራሱ እቃ በራሱ አውጥቶ በራሱ በሚሰራበት እቃ አርት የዘራሁት አለ። አሁን ልዩነቱ የት ሆኖ ብትል የአርቱ ትንሽ ልዩነት አለው። ከነኛ በሄክታርም ቢሆን በምርትም እሱ ስለበለጠ እሱ ይሻላል በአርቱ በሚሰራ ነገር።
አሁን ያለነው አቶ ታከለ አበበ ደጅ ነው። በአርት አርሶ አደር ምርቱን እንዴት አድርጎ መጨመር እንዳለበት ስንሰራ ነበርና ምርት ምዘና ላይ ነው ያለነው። ምርቱን ቼክ እያደረግን ነው። ከዚህ በፊት አቶ ታከለ እንደሚታወቅ በባህላዊ አሰራራስ ነው ሲያርሱ የነበረውና ከአንድ ሄክታር 40 ኩንታል ምናምን አካባቢ ነው ሲያገኙ የነበረውና ያው ዛሬ ደግሞ ስንመለከት ያው እዚህ ላይ አይተነዋል። በፉል አርት ሴት ከሄክታር ወደ 51.6 ኩንታል አካባቢ ነው ያገኘው። እንደገና ደግሞ በትራዲሽናል ወይ ደግሞ በባህላዊና ሌቭሊንግ ቦርድ ብቻ ወደ 48.12 ኩንታል አካባቢ ነው።
Qonni barana oomishne bakka gara fuulduraatti illee sirriitti akkanatti nu duuba isaan illee nu qarqaartan gara fuulduraatti illee sirriitti xiqqimee waan kennuuf waan gaariidha. Gara fuulduraatti illee akkanatti wajjin deemtanii itti fufnaa jechuudha. Sirriitti mirtiin duraatti irraa agarsiisee jechuudha. Qamadiin immoo mazanamee waan agarsiisee jechuudha. Waan ija keenyaan oduudhaan hin ta'in akkabaabitti dhufee mazanamee laallamee kuntaalatti naqamee kiiloo irra goonee waan laallee ifaan argame waan ta'eef mazaamitti bareedaadha jedhee fudhadhaa kaaniin addaan jira jechuudha.
The yield harvested and documented at the end of 2019 growing season clearly demonstrates that combined plowing with Birkin Mersha and the full art set achieved the highest yield.
Barreen gaddaa firiin agarre furoniin qorannoo keenya baay'ee gammachiisaa fi kan itti daballee jechuuf nu barbaachisu taanaan irra deebinee jechuuf nu kakaasechaadha. Barreen gaddaa bu'aan qorannoo nu arganne suni baay'ee guddaadha. Harka 30 ol caalmaa agarsiisee ture.
The uniform distance between the wheat rows results in the highest density of plants. This and productive tillers per hectare are the main factors for the highest yields obtained from using the Birkin Mersha in combination with the full art set.
Garaagarummaan oomishaa akkaataa facaatii sadan sana yeroo wal bira qabnee madaalu garmalee wal caalu. Waan aarti alamayyoon oomishe kanaan inni uume kanaan inni faca'e garaagarummaa oomishaa guddaa fide. Ittaanee kan boordiingii fi maareshaa wajjin walitti dabalamee hojjetame sunis garuma aartii sanatti hiiqee ittaanee argame. Kasadaffaa irratti oomishni argame kan akkumattiin nuyi qonnaan bulaan akkuma baratetti facaasu suni oomishtummaan isaa gadaanaadha.
In 2019, 890 hectares of land were cultivated using the Art Row Seeder. The Green Innovation Centers in Ethiopia plans to significantly increase this coverage by promoting the full set of art on cluster basis. The Alemayo row seeding technology, ART, is a row seeding technology with great potential for the future of Ethiopia. It significantly increases the production and productivity of cereals and the income and livelihood of cereal farmers in Ethiopia.